Welcome back to Crypto Tutorial. Onto this video, I would like to discuss the price action of many cryptocurrencies. But firstly, I would like to thank you by joining this live stream. I really appreciate you being here, so thank you very much already. I would like to take a quick look as well if everything is working, and it is. So thank you very much, and let's get started. Before doing so, I would highly appreciate if you could follow me down below on Twitter at ThoroCrypto. Below in the description, below social and info, you will be able to see a link towards my Twitter. So that is something I would highly appreciate. Let's take a quick look at what we are seeing on Ethereum. So on Ethereum, I opened up the 1 hourly chart, and I would like to discuss the EMA ribbon firstly. So if we take a quick look at the EMA ribbon, you can clearly see that we were able to break out above it at this point in time. Afterwards, we saw a major increase. We got rejected, and we did see right now accumulation taking place. What you can clearly see right now is this ascending support. We have seen multiple touch points on top of this ascending support line. Very important right now. And what I must admit, it looks very good, is that we are holding strong on top of the EMA ribbon. Well, before we were actually seeing on the 1 hourly time frame something different taking place, something I've discussed earlier as well during the live streams, and that is actually that we were seeing this falling wedge pattern. And the falling wedge pattern did actually go all the way, and well, sorry, I'm not completely sure how the drawings were. I think it was like this. Well, yeah, I did draw a falling wedge, but it seems to be a little bit off right now. But you could clearly see that we were inside of this falling wedge pattern. We saw multiple touch points of resistance, and we saw an increase all the way heading towards the 0.236 Fibonacci at 4,348 US dollars. So that for sure is something I thought was quite interesting. And right now we are once more seeing a pattern forming itself. So this is actually looking very good. Why? Because if we do see a breakout occur above this descending resistance, I personally think that we will be for sure seeing a minor increase on the chart. And why am I saying minor? It's mostly because if we take a quick look over here, you can clearly see that if we do see a breakout occur, we will be heading towards the $4,500 and $51. For sure, a very good level to head towards, but you can clearly see that in the past we have seen this level as a major stronghold of support. So therefore, I think it will be a very difficult level to break out above and find support on top. And we did also have a lot of resistance and support previously above and underneath. So this level at $4,542 is actually a level that you would like to monitor closely. Once we are heading towards this direction, we could expect a reversal or a rejection taking place instead of breaking out above it and finding support on top of it, due to the fact that we have seen major touch points in the past. So this being said, let's take a quick look at a few other indicators. I would like to get started by actually monitoring the MACD. And before actually saying even more, I would highly appreciate for all of you who are watching right now, do not forget to leave a comment down below, because I will be able to look at a cryptocurrency of your own choice. And as well, I would like to know what you personally think about the live stream so far. So what we are seeing right now is on the MACD, we are seeing a loss in momentum. We are clearly heading towards a crossover on the MACD if we do see a further continuation of momentum towards the downside. So perhaps we are going to see, instead of a breakout, a breakdown taking place. That is for sure something I must say will not be, I personally won't be very pumped about this, but it is possible due to the fact that we are losing strength on the MACD, and we are clearly heading towards a crossover towards more downward momentum. So for sure, very good to know. And what we would actually like to see is actually Ethereum holding strong on top of this range, on top of the ascending support I discussed previously, because if Ethereum does, we will be inside of this beautiful uptrend, each time finding support on top of this ascending support zone. So for sure, very important so far to take a quick look at what we are seeing on the MACD as well. Before heading further, I would like to take a quick look at the MACD as well at the 4 hourly time frame. And on the 4 hourly time frame, you can clearly see as well that we are losing momentum strength. we are for sure heading towards perhaps a crossover if we do experience major decline in price action. But this is of course one possibility if we do not hold strong on top of this ascending support range. If we do not hold strong on top of this range, it is actually quite likely that we are going to see further decline in price action. But right now, I personally think that we are still holding strong on top of this ascending support on the 1 hourly time frame. But I would like to show you what else are other possibilities, because this is just a pattern that I spotted on the 1 hourly time frame, and I knew that there was another pattern forming itself. Well, you can clearly see if we place this triangle like this, it looks a little bit different on the 4 hourly time frame. And why? Because it's a little bit bigger. We have seen as well multiple touch points on top of this ascending support, and we can clearly see that we are right now actually getting rejected underneath this descending resistance. So for sure, if we do see a setback, we can actually head all the way towards the $4,130 or $29 and trade in between these two ranges before expecting a breakout or before expecting a breakdown towards the downside. So for sure, very good to know that if we do see a crossover occur on the MACD on Ethereum, we will actually be able to hold strong on top of the 4,133 US dollars. If we do not see a stronghold being found on top of this range, it is likely that we're going to see further decline towards the downside. Well, this being said, I would like to take a quick look as well at the EMA ribbon on the 4 hourly time frame. Well, what you can clearly see is that the EMA ribbon on the 4 hourly time frame is serving as a level of resistance instead of support. Right now, we retested the level for the second time. This was the first, right now second time, and we are actually clearly getting rejected by the EMA ribbon and as well by the descending resistance. So this does look actually to me as, well, I'm quite confident that we are actually going to see a decline heading towards a retest on top of this ascending support, and afterwards, well, trade in between these ranges before seeing a breakdown or a breakout occur. Well, lastly, I would like to take a quick look at what the RSI is showing us, but before doing so, I would highly appreciate if we could place a different type of Fibonacci. Why I'm actually placing a different type of Fibonacci retracement is mostly because I think it will be a more accurate level of support and resistance for the immediate short term, and this is why I will be placing it. So this is what we are seeing over here. Well, I will be placing it a little bit more accurate, well, not as big as I did previously. Just to take a quick look at where the levels are. This is exactly how I wanted it to be. And you can clearly see that this Fibonacci is showing us that we are right now also getting rejected by this 38% range. And that is at $4,300. Clearly we are getting rejected at this point in time. So by the descending resistance that I've talked previously about, and as well we are getting rejected by the 32% Fibonacci at $4,300. If we do see a breakdown occur, we can clearly head towards the $4,162, and as well on top of this ascending support, being able to find support on top of it and stay in between this pattern. So this pattern actually does look very healthy to me, and it's something you would like for sure to monitor very closely on Ethereum right now. This being said, let's take a quick look at the RSI. So on the RSI, what we are clearly seeing is this is a lower low. We are seeing as well a lower low on the chart. We are seeing a higher low and a higher low as well on the chart. So we are not seeing any type of bearish divergence, if you ask me. No, it does look actually very good. So the RSI looks very healthy. What I must admit is actually a concern so far is that if we do see a decline in price action getting started on Ethereum, it is very likely that we are actually going to see a further decline in price action, because we are still having plenty of space down below on the RSI to see the RSI declining in strength, and as well the price action declining. So this is for sure something I personally think it does not look very bright. But for sure, if we are able to hold strong on top of this ascending support and as well on top of the 23% Fibonacci, you will clearly see that if we do see a further decline in the RSI, we will be heading towards a bullish divergence, creating a higher low on the chart and a lower low on the RSI. So this will be helping the overall trend to hold strong where it should be at approximately $4,162. So currently, I must admit that this pattern on Ethereum does actually look very, very good to me. And yeah, well, I do not have any concerns. And eventually, if we do see right now a small setback, we will be able to break out above it, find support on top of it, and head towards the upside, or perhaps see a further breakdown below. And where are those breakdowns heading towards? Well, for sure, I would like to measure this very carefully right now before heading towards a 1 hourly time frame and taking a quick look at the RSI there as well. So if we are going to see, for example, a breakout occur on the 28th of November, we will be heading all the way towards the 61% Fibonacci. And this is actually meaning that if we do head towards our target range, we will be heading towards the $46,049. Sorry, $4,649, my bad. And what I'm seeing is the level I discussed previously, this major level of support, is actually at 61% Fibonacci. So clearly, we would like to see a break out above this range, find support on top of it, creating a new higher low, and continuing with the uptrend that we were seeing on Ethereum previously. As well, let's take a quick look at what we will expect if we do see a breakdown occur. Well, if we do see a breakdown occur, we will be heading towards the, well, let's take a quick look, $3,748. I personally think that is actually quite a major setback, and if we take a look percentage wise, you can clearly see that it will be a major setback because it will be a 10% breakdown, something I personally am not looking forward to, especially because I would like to see Ethereum holding strong on top of, well, the range where it's currently at, and especially on top of the 23.6% Fibonacci. But I will be monitoring this very closely to see when the perfect entry will be for the next trading opportunity on Ethereum. So everyone who's watching so far, I really appreciate you being here. If you do have any questions or you would like me to take a look at a cryptocurrency of your own choice, do not forget to leave a comment down below. I will highly appreciate looking at the cryptocurrency of your choice for sure. And otherwise, I would also like to let you know that if you're liking the content so far, do not forget to give me a thumbs up down below. I already see that there are 2 like buttons, and I would highly appreciate if it will be even more at the end of this live stream. This being said, let's take a quick look at what else we are seeing. So on Ethereum, lastly, I would like to discuss the 1 hourly time frame. So on the 1 hourly time frame, you can clearly see that we are also seeing multiple touch points underneath this descending resistance. We are actually seeing multiple rejections at this point in time. We are right now experiencing once more a rejection taking place, and for sure this is something I think is absolutely interesting, and we are seeing this ascending support. Personally, I will be entering a trade during the upcoming hours. I personally think that we could perhaps head once more towards the $4,306. And guys, please, I'm sorry for my fault, but I will be actually taking a quick look if what Bitcoin is going to do later today. So this is what I would actually like to do right now, is to take a quick look at the Bitcoin price action after looking at the RSI. So on the RSI, on the 1 hourly time frame, we are not seeing anything out of ordinary. Everything looks actually very fine to me, and as I said previously as well, on the 4 hourly time frame, what does concern me is that if we do see a decline, we still have plenty of space on the RSI to see a further decline occur. And that is something I personally think is, well, not very bad either, but it's not good due to the fact that we could see a major decline in price action taking place, but we still have a small range to break down towards before finding our major support. We could still see a 3.7% breakdown occur during the upcoming hours if we would like to see the, well, ascending support being retested. Well, this being said, I would highly appreciate if we could take a quick look at Bitcoin. Let's take a quick look at Bitcoin and what Bitcoin is doing right now. So I was monitoring this pattern very closely. You could clearly see that we were seeing well, multiple touch points underneath this descending resistance, and we have seen a breakout occur outside of this pattern. So let's take a quick look at where we perhaps will be heading towards. And what you can also see is that we had a confirmed support zone because we were seeing major touch points on top of this ascending support. So for most people who are right now saying Bitcoin will go towards 51,000 US dollars, yes, let's zoom in. Let's zoom out a little bit further, because I would like to discuss this actually. Firstly, because what we are seeing on Bitcoin is that we are creating this major I will even zoom out towards the daily to let you know how it looks like. We are seeing this major pattern taking place. I've talked about this previously, but we have seen this well, multiple touch points underneath this descending resistance, and we have seen as well multiple touch points on top of this ascending support. Lots of people, personally, I did also think that we will be seeing a further decline towards the 51,000 354 US dollars, but this is not the case. We are clearly holding strong on top of this range at approximately, well, in between the 56,000 and the 59,000 US dollars, and you can clearly see that because if we head towards the 4-hourly time frame, we are staying right in between these two levels. We are of course breaking down below those levels for a small tad, breaking out above those, breaking down below, but we are actually trading in between these ranges, so that does actually look very good. And yeah, we saw this breakdown, but what I must admit is that this breakout is, for me personally, it was just a minor setup that I made for myself. And if I would like right now like to take a quick look at what the Bitcoin performance looks like, I would like to place a descending resistance like this, and I would like to place a ascending support like this, because we are actually still inside of a pattern. You can clearly see that we are seeing a descending triangle forming itself. I wouldn't call this a falling wedge. I would actually call this a descending triangle, because a falling wedge would be more sharper in my personal opinion. And what you can clearly see on Bitcoin is that we are trading well inside of this pattern. We are right now heading towards a retest of this descending resistance, very important to me. And what we could expect is that we are going to expect a momentum towards the descending resistance, afterwards a decline taking place, finding support on top and trading in between these two ranges, all the way towards a breakout eventually, or a breakdown. Well, let's discuss the price targets outside of this pattern. So if we do see a breakout occur outside of this pattern, I will be measuring this by selecting the beginning of the ascending support all the way towards the first touch point on the descending resistance. And I'm sorry I said ascending support, but I must say that this is a horizontal level of support for this descending triangle. If we do see a breakdown, let's say right over here on the 27th of November, or well, even closer on the 26th of November, let's say we do see a breakdown occur. If we do see a breakdown occur on Bitcoin, we would see something similar to this occur. And what you can clearly see is that we are actually seeing a perfect retest on top of the 0.618 Fibonacci at 51,354 US dollar. So yeah, we would be actually seeing a retest occur on top of this macro pattern that we are seeing. We are seeing this major trend on macro size, because you have to take into account this has been months taking its form. It has taken quite a long time for Bitcoin to actually make this rising wedge pattern. And what you can clearly see is that we are seeing a breakdown. We will be heading towards 51,354 US dollar. So that is something I wanted to just look carefully at, because this is actually still a possibility if we do see a breakdown occur. But if we do see a breakout occur above this pattern, let's say also on the 27 or something, the 28th, because I am still expecting that we're going to see a decline and afterwards a movement towards the upside. But if we do see a breakout occur, we will be heading towards the 61,749 US dollars. For sure, you can clearly see that this was priorly a major level of support and resistance. And I would like to actually draw as well a new Fibonacci. because I would like to show you what we could perhaps be heading towards and what type of resistance and supports we might be finding at that point in time. So let's take a quick look, and you can clearly see that if we are breaking out all the way towards the 50 range of Fibonacci, or actually towards the 61,691 US dollars, it is quite likely actually that we are going to find support on top of the 50 Fibonacci at approximately 60,991 US dollars. So this would be my price estimate once we see a breakout, that I would be purchasing my entry here and my take profit at 50%, because I personally think that this is actually quite likely to occur. But let's take a quick look at what we are currently seeing on the indicator so far. So I discussed the pattern already, and let's take a quick look at the indicators. So if we enable the MACD, you can clearly see that we are losing momentum strength so far. So we are losing momentum strength on Bitcoin. A crossover is likely to occur, and if we take a quick look at the 1 hourly time frame, you can clearly see that we are heading towards a crossover. So therefore momentum towards the downside is likely expected, and we could see a retest taking place on top of this ascending support, what we would clearly like to see occur right now. Well, this being said, I would like to also discuss the MACD on the 4 hourly time frame. Well, here as well, we are seeing a momentum decline, we are seeing a momentum loss, and if we do see a crossover on the 1 hourly time frame, it is likely that we will eventually see as well a crossover on the 4 hourly time frame. But what I must say to you, that if you would like to see Bitcoin held strong on top of this range, to see a further momentum increase afterwards, breaking out above this descending resistance, we will have to stay on top of this 56,000 US dollar range, on top of this ascending support, because otherwise we will be most likely seeing a breakdown heading all the way towards that 51,000 US dollar range I discussed previously. So a breakdown is heading towards the 51,000, once more finding support on top of this ascending support line on the broader time frame, on the daily time frame. But as well, if we do see a breakout occur, we will be heading towards the 61,763 US dollars. So that is actually quite interesting to me. And let's take a quick look as well at the RSI. So guys, if you're watching, before I will continue, I would highly appreciate if you could leave a comment down below, and I would like to take a look at the cryptocurrencies of your own choice. Well, if you are interested, do not forget to leave a comment down below, so I will be able to discuss a cryptocurrency that you are personally right now holding, or that you would like me to take a look at. Well, the 4 hourly RSI does actually look healthy. We have seen these higher lows, but I must admit that these were slightly higher lows, so it's not looking marvelous to me. But we have seen right now that the RSI does actually look just okay. It's not actually screaming to me bullish or saying that it's very bearish, but what I must admit does look, well, healthy, is that we are right on top of the 50 range, and that we do see right now a further decline in price action. It is very likely that we are going to see the RSI head once more towards the downside. And if we do see a major decline on the RSI, it is likely that we are going to create a bullish divergence, eventually being able to hold strong on top of this being able to hold strong on top of this ascending support, or horizontal level of support. So eventually we do have either towards the upside or towards the downside plenty of space to see further continuation or decline, or an increase in price action taking place. Well, lastly, on the 1 hourly time frame, if we take a quick look at what we are seeing, you can clearly see over here that we were seeing, well, clearly higher lows. We have seen higher lows as well on the chart, slightly higher ones, but they are still higher than the previous one. And we're seeing higher highs. Nothing looks actually out of the ordinary except for this. We are clearly seeing right now a bearish divergence. We are seeing clearly a higher high on the RSI, and we are clearly seeing a lower high on the chart. So this is showing us that we are actually expecting a, well, minor movement towards the downside. We did already see this, but we are as well seeing those crossovers on the MACD, and therefore it is likely that we are going to see even more momentum towards the downside, heading towards a retest on top of this previous support. So this is what I wanted to discuss about Bitcoin so far. And for all of you who are watching right now, I would like to discuss another type of cryptocurrency. So let's take a quick look at which cryptocurrency we could discuss today. I am a huge fan of Cordano, so I think I will be taking a quick look at Cordano so far. So let's discuss Cordano right now. And this is on the 1 hourly time frame. And let's take a quick look at what we are currently seeing and what I think is absolutely important to know. So if we head towards the 4 hourly time frame, you can clearly see that I must admit this white box is a major stronghold, and it's actually telling me every time that if we purchase Cardano, you would like to purchase Cardano on inside of this white box. This white box is a major level of accumulation. We would like to purchase more Cardano on top of this white box, so therefore I'm actually quite pumped right now, and I must admit that I do think that we are actually going to find the strongholds right now on Cardano, especially because the pattern that we are right now seeing as well on the 1 hourly time frame. And let's discuss what else we're seeing. So previously I talked about this W structure, right? I personally thought that we were going to see more increase, but we did see eventually at this point in time a Bitcoin breakdown, and if Cardano did actually follow the Bitcoin price action and saw a deep decline in price action as well. So this is for me important so far. What I would like to actually remove is this major descending resistance I've talked previously about, because we are right now forming actually a new descending resistance of our own. So we can clearly see that if we place this like this, just adjust it a little bit for all of you, you can clearly see that we are inside of this descending resistance right now. And if we enable on the 4 hourly time frame the 200-day moving average, I'm a huge fan of this too, you can clearly see that, did it work? Yes, it worked. It's still far above us. But if we do see a breakout here above this descending resistance, I'm personally quite confident that we are going to experience momentum towards the upside. And as I said previously, right now for Cardano, it's actually very, very helpful. If we would hold strong on top of the white box, I'm actually quite confident we will. But lots of people are very bearish on Cardano. I must say that I do not understand this, because if we take a look at Cardano will be coming soon with a new update. And as well, what I think is absolutely marvelous about Cardano is that this cryptocurrency has is so undervalued so far. We have seen a major downtrend taking place during the past couple of months. Actually, we saw this downtrend getting started on the 2nd of September. Ever since that point in time, we have seen this major decline in price action. We have been below the 200-day moving average for such a long time, and I would actually like to call this a descending accumulation. You can clearly see that we have been accumulating for quite a while, and especially right now, I think that we are actually going to be able to find a stronghold where we are currently at, especially because we are trading inside of the white box. And let's discuss a little bit further what else we are seeing so far on Cardano. So if we take a quick look at the MACD, you can clearly see that we are seeing more momentum towards the downside getting created. If we head towards the 1 hourly time frame, we are seeing a crossover. So this is actually showing us that we will experience actually more momentum towards the downside during the upcoming hours. But what is absolutely of utmost importance is to hold strong on top of the $1.56 range. Otherwise, I would be a little bit more concerned about the overall trend, but personally right now I'm not very worried at all, because I still think that if we do not hold strong on top of it, the $1.45 is actually the ultimate level we will be heading towards. But I think that is quite unlikely to occur, but perhaps I'm wrong, who knows. But I'm personally still very bullish on Cardano. Even that we are seeing this major downtrend, I'm still I'm accumulating every day. Every time it goes lower, I'm purchasing more Cardano, especially because I'm for sure knowing that this cryptocurrency will reach eventually the $8 price target. I'm just sure this will occur, and exactly due to this fact that's actually the main reason why I'm actually purchasing every day even more Cardano. So this being said, I would like to take a quick look at what else we are seeing. If we enable the RSI, for example, on the RSI, we can clearly see that we were forming a higher low, and we are clearly seeing an equal low or perhaps even a lower low getting started. So this could perhaps mean that we are clearly going to see a bullish divergence on the 1 hourly time frame. We will be creating a lower low, but as well a higher low on the RSI. Therefore, this is a bullish divergence, and that is actually quite good to know, because this will actually help Cardano hold strong on top of this $1.56 range, or perhaps even where it's trading right now at $1.62. So actually, Cardano right now looking very good to me. I must admit that we have to be able to break out above this descending resistance eventually to see a trend reversal getting started, but I'm confident this actually will occur during the upcoming weeks. And if we take a quick look at the 4 hourly time frame, what are we seeing here? Well, on the 4 hourly time frame, it does not look extraordinary. We are not seeing any type of bullish or bearish divergences, but what we are seeing is actually something else, what does look good to me, and that is that if we zoom in a little bit closer so I can give a better explanation, you can clearly see that if we do see right now a further decline in price action, we will be breaking down below the dotted line, and therefore way further decline in price action is quite unlikely to occur. So this does actually look quite healthy to me. We do not have major space to see a further breakdown occur, so therefore if we do see a breakdown below the dotted line, we will be expecting a reversal on the RSI and as well an increase in price action. So far Cardano is actually looking good to me. This being said, I would highly appreciate if you could follow me on Twitter, and as well for all of you watching so far, I wanted to know if you were actually interested in a Spanish YouTube channel. Lots of you did actually vote no, some of you did vote yes, so it was 50-50, but I would highly like to know why people do think I shouldn't do a crypto channel. And yeah, just give me feedback on what your thoughts are about this, and especially for the people who are actually saying yes, you should actually do a Spanish crypto channel. Well, let me know as well what your thoughts are about the Spanish channel, and why you think I should or shouldn't do this. So this being said, lastly, I would like to actually discuss a cryptocurrency of your own choice, guys. So if you do have a cryptocurrency, I would like to take a look quick at the chat. Well, no, there's no one there who has right now so far actually placed a comment with a request, but if no one is requesting, actually I will be eventually just taking a look lastly at another cryptocurrency, and that would be for me so far XRP. So XRP, let's take a quick look at what we are seeing on the chart. Well, let's zoom in a little bit closer. Well, we were inside of this descending, but I must admit that this pattern is still valid. Sometimes you have to, well, just start once more with drawings, because I personally think that you can never be, well, have the perfect drawing, and especially right now we are clearly seeing that we are creating this falling wedge. I would call this a falling wedge pattern. And yeah, for sure we have been inside of this pattern so far. We have seen this pattern right now, and this is actually quite a beautiful trading opportunity on Cardano. On XRP. I was still a little bit well, stuck in the past, still talking about Cardano, but what you can clearly see is that we have seen multiple touch points below this descending resistance. We have seen as well multiple touch points on top of this descending support, and let's discuss what the price target is going to be. Well, all of us know that once we see a falling wedge, once we see a breakout occur, we will be heading towards the retest of the beginning of the descending resistance. So that would be for this cryptocurrency at approximately $1.12 for XRP. If we do see a breakout outside of this target, we will be heading towards $1.12. And what I think is good to know is that if we do see a breakout, we will be finding a stronghold on top of the 0.5 Fibonacci. If we do head all the way towards the $1.12, perhaps getting rejected by the 200-day moving average at that point in time on the 4 hourly time frame, but being able to find support underneath and eventually breaking out above it and seeing a further increase in price action afterwards. So very good to monitor this very closely. But what does actually occur if we do see a minor breakdown occur? Well, if we do see a minor breakdown occur, I'm sorry, let's take a quick look. Yeah, well, let's take a quick look what the breakdown will look like. So if we are breaking down below this descending support, where we have been able to find support on top of previously, we will be actually heading towards the 0.95 cents range. And this is absolutely important for XRP, because if we do see a breakdown all the way towards this range, I personally think that it will be quite devastating, because we have been here before during the September. Actually, yeah, on September we were all the way on 95 cents. We saw this major uptrend. Afterwards we were heading all the way towards the $1.34, and afterwards we saw this steep decline. And right now, if we do see a breakdown occur, we will be heading once more towards that 95-cent range, and that is something I'm not very pumped about. So far I must say that this is actually not looking marvelous, but it is something you would like to monitor closely so far. And if we enable the EMA ribbon, let's take a quick look at what we are seeing. So the EMA ribbon clearly on the 1 hour on the 4 hourly time frame is serving as a major level of resistance. We have seen multiple opportunities to break out above it, but we weren't able to, because we got rejected by the EMA ribbon, and the EMA ribbon is perfectly aligned with this descending resistance. So this is actually showing us that this pattern, what we're seeing on the 4 hourly time frame, is actually on top of us. There is actually a major resistance zone. So this is a very difficult breakout, and let's discuss as well other indicators to see what we could expect. So if we take a quick look at the MACD, you can clearly see that we are losing momentum strength. We did not even have a major momentum towards the upside, but right now we are seeing a crossover almost secure on the 4 hourly time frame, meaning that we would perhaps see a retest incoming on top of this descending support, but perhaps as well a breakdown heading towards the 0.786 Fibonacci at $95. And so this could be perhaps the case if we just take a quick look at the MACD. But let's take a quick look as well at the MACD on the 1 hourly time frame. On the 1 hourly time frame, if we take a quick look at the MACD, you can clearly see, yeah, we are heading as well towards the crossover. So a retest on top of this descending support is actually quite likely to occur. And what we would actually like to see, if we would like to see further continuation towards the upside, we would like to see a stronghold being found on top of this range. Otherwise, if we do see a breakdown occur, the $95 level is actually very, very likely to get reached. And actually, I think this is a great trading opportunity, either towards the up or towards the downside. Because if we are talking about a breakdown, you can clearly see that this breakdown will be a breakdown of approximately, let's take a quick look, 5.7%. So that is actually quite a good opportunity. And as well, if we do see a breakout occur, it will be quite a major breakout, because as I discussed previously, it will be heading towards the $1.12. Yeah, 1 second. Oh yeah, that was on the 4 hourly time frame. That's why I'm a little bit confused over here. I will be also disabling the EMA ribbon, but it will be heading all the way towards the $1.12. And if we take a quick look what the breakout is going to look like, well, $1.12 is all the way here. That would be a 7% breakout. So, well, yeah, if we are heading towards the upside, we will see a major continuation. We will see also a major breakout occur, but right now it does look like that we are going to experience more momentum towards the downside. So we have to keep in mind that the $94 level will be actually get reached. And lastly, I would like to discuss the RSI. On the RSI, what you can clearly see is that we have been creating these lower lows. We have also seen lower lows on the chart and the RSI, and currently we are actually experiencing a bullish divergence. Well, you can clearly see that we were seeing a higher low, but we are as well experiencing a lower low on the chart. So this is a bullish divergence on the 4 hourly. This gives me a lot of confidence, meaning that we could perhaps see XRP holding strong on top of this descending support, and as well eventually finding a stronghold on top of it, and seeing afterwards a breakout occur above this descending resistance and a major leg towards the upside, all the way towards the $1.12. So this is absolutely something you would like to monitor very closely. And as well, this bullish divergence does actually look very good on the 4 hourly time frame, because a stronghold could be found on top where we are currently trading at. Well, this being said, I would like to actually take a quick look as well at the 1 hourly time frame. On the 1 hourly time frame, we are as well seeing a bullish divergence. We are seeing these higher lows and we are seeing these lower lows on the chart. Therefore, we are actually seeing this bullish divergence taking place. Both do look actually very good to me. And yeah, well, I'm not very pumped about this either, but it does look actually very strong. And I personally think it is likely that we're actually going to find a stronghold on top of this descending support. So that is something I must admit does look very good. And well, yeah, so far so good. And lastly, I would like to say to all of you who are watching so far, do not forget to give me a thumbs up down below, because yeah guys, you will be supporting this channel incredibly if you do so. And as well, what else is very good to know is that this trading opportunity is right here on the way. And if you would like to actually join me on this trade, do not forget to use the link down below, because on Bybit you are able to earn up to $3,500 deposit bonus just by using the link down below if you're a first-time depositor. So you can actually trade all types of cryptocurrencies, and it's actually as well my favorite trading platform, so I do use this quite a lot. Well, lastly, let's take a quick look at where we're currently at. Yeah, I would like to say one more cryptocurrency I would like to discuss, but which cryptocurrency should I do? So if you do have any personal requests, do not forget to place those down below in the description. I would highly appreciate if you do so I could take a quick look at the cryptocurrency of your own choice. Otherwise, I will be taking a quick look at what we're seeing right over here on Chainlink. Well, during yesterday's video, I discussed Chainlink's price action. You can clearly see that we are inside of this, well, descending parallel channel. And what we discussed yesterday is that we were going to see a decline heading towards the $25.36. Well, you can clearly see that this is exactly what we saw occur yesterday. We went all the way towards the $25.36, and we are right now seeing once more a retest of this descending resistance as a level that we would like to break out above to create a trend reversal and see further increase towards the upside. Well, this being said, I would like to take a quick look at what else we're seeing, if we are spotting any type of other patterns. Well, yeah, perhaps you could say so, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to stick with this descending resistance, and let's discuss a few other indicators. So if we take a quick look at the EMA ribbon, clearly right now retesting this descending resistance, but as well retesting the EMA ribbon. So that does actually look very good. The EMA ribbon seems to be a major level of resistance on top of us. It has been a major level of resistance. As you can see, we are not able to break out above it on the 1 hourly time frame. And what we actually would like to see as well, as I said previously, a breakout occur not just above this descending resistance, but also the EMA ribbon is aligned together with this descending resistance, and therefore we would like to see a breakout as well above the EMA ribbon. On the 4 hourly time frame, let's take a quick look. Yeah, well, the EMA ribbon is as well aligned with this descending resistance, and well, you can clearly see that we are retesting the EMA ribbon here as well. So it seems to be quite difficult to see a breakout occur so far, and we are not seeing major movement towards the upside. So therefore, I would like to discuss the indicators, starting with the MACD. On the MACD, if we zoom out a little bit, we are actually experiencing still momentum towards the upside on the 4 hourly time frame. So this does actually look very good, but we are not seeing major momentum getting created. So therefore, I'm not sure if we are actually going to hold strong, especially because, as you could see on Ethereum and Bitcoin, we are actually seeing a little bit of a downward momentum incoming for the upcoming hours, and that is actually quite likely to occur. So therefore, I'm not completely assured that we are actually going to be able to see further growth on Chainlink, due to the fact that Ethereum and Bitcoin both look to be well, seeing a minor decline in price action during the upcoming hours, and perhaps holding strong for sure, but you have to take those factors into consideration as something that might perhaps be the case, and therefore Chainlink won't be able to see further growth. As well, if we take a quick look at the 1 hourly time frame, you can clearly see that we are actually heading towards a crossover. We are losing momentum strength towards the upside, and that is clearly noticeable on the chart. due to the fact that we are getting rejected on this point in time underneath the descending resistance, and heading towards the $25.36 range is actually well, the next thing that we were going to see. Let's enable as well the RSI. On the RSI, well, yeah, let's take a quick look. We were seeing, well, equal high on the RSI, equal high taking place, but a lower high on the chart. So this could be a bearish divergence on the 1 hourly time frame, and therefore a further decline is actually quite likely. What I must admit does look actually good is that we are on top of the 50 range. So therefore, if we do see right now further decline in price action, we still have plenty of space towards the downside to do so, and that could perhaps mean that we are going to head all the way towards $24.47. But for sure, the $25 seem to be a stronghold where we found support on top yesterday. So therefore, this is the next level of support that we are actually going to retest before breaking down even further. As well, what I think is quite important to know is that if we can head towards a 4 hourly time frame and we take a quick look at the RSI, well, we are clearly seeing a bullish divergence playing itself out. We are seeing this beautiful lower low on the chart, and we have seen this higher low on the RSI. So therefore, we are actually right now seeing a quite noticeable bullish divergence. And if we do see a further breakdown right now, it is actually likely that we are going to find, well, quite shortly, perhaps on top of the $25.36 once more, stronghold of support. Especially because we are seeing this bullish divergence playing itself out, and this is actually quite a good indicator that is helpful to see once we are actually going to see a stronghold being found instead of a major leg towards the downside getting created. Well, this was actually the last cryptocurrency I wanted to discuss personally. If you do have any requests, do not forget to place those right now down below in the description. Otherwise, I would highly appreciate if you could give me a thumbs up down below. And as well, if you're not subscribed yet to this channel, it would be highly appreciated if you could do so. You will be supporting this channel, and you will be also kept up to date about all upcoming development in the cryptocurrency space. And what I must admit is that all charts are actually looking very good to rock the market so far. So do not forget to also use the link down below in the description to use the $3,500 deposit bonus on Bybit to rock the market altogether. So thank you very much, guys, and actually have a very nice day so far, because I'm seeing that no one is actually going to place a comment down below, so that is quite unfortunate, but I would like to wish you a very pleasant day. So bye bye and have a nice day.